Aries, it's Romy here. Welcome to my channel. This is your November monthly intuitive reading. So if you're an Aries sun, rising or moon, this reading may resonate for you. If it does, drop me a like and a comment. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. You can also join me for the extended reading. You can purchase that by clicking on the downward arrow next to the video description. Let's see what's coming out in November for you. Scorpio season for you is 8th house activity. We've just had this beautiful new moon in Scorpio. And so the themes I feel that are really pertinent this month for you Aries are about mastering your own hidden potential. That's what I feel is coming through. Scorpio is helping you to deep dive into those aspects of yourself that you haven't truly unearthed and discovered yet. And it's giving you the opportunity for a complete rebirth and a transformation. So the intentions that you're setting under this new moon energy and the reinvention with which you are looking to bring about for yourself or an area of your life, I feel has great power this month. So we start out with 7 of Cups energy. Now remember, we're in Mercury retrograde shadow. It's stationing retrograde on the 31st of October right through to the 18th of November. So this makes sense as the first theme of energy and influence that's coming in for this month of November, Aries. And I feel it's actually quite important that you are taking the time with which to delve into that emotional self. You know, the water energy of Scorpio with the Mercury retrograde is talking about the need to go into our emotional body, our emotional self, and understand what the universe is trying to present to us, to see how far we've grown, to look at the adjustments that we're still wanting to take, to refine, reassess and recommit to that vision moving forward. And if this is a theme about mastering hidden potential and really understanding parts of yourself that you've yet to explore, then this energy is really helpful for that to come in. For some of you, you might be beginning the month feeling slightly ungrounded, maybe overwhelmed with a particular situation or an energy that's around you. That could even be a specific person if we're looking at things that are coming back in around retrograde season. But try to look at this as the array of choices that sort of stand before you, rather than feeling like that this is somehow blocking or restricting your energies. You know, Scorpio can be intense, it can be deep, and it's not really letting us escape without doing the work. So you might be coming up against some energy patterns or situations that are here to really teach you in a very powerful way. There's a beautiful healing qualities to Scorpio energies as well. So I feel that there's something that's being shown to you through your spiritual journey and your spiritual growth right now that's going to help you to release and let go of something. Remember, we're in that season of rebirth, so there will be endings that are taking place. And 8th house activity with Scorpio makes this a very, very strong theme for you through the month of November. So we also have a full moon in Taurus coming up on the 12th, and it's in your 2nd house, Aries, which is dealing with finances, possessions, and you know, 8th house is also dealing with shared resources. So that focus in and around stability and money could be quite strong as well through this period. But this full moon rather in Taurus on the 12th, there's some really beautiful aspects to it actually. So it's a very powerful manifesting moon. We have a trine with both Pluto and Saturn, meaning that we're going to be given the wherewithal, the steady, kind of grounded, committed, patient, understanding, but very powerful energy with which to drive forward. We also have a sextile to Neptune, which is bringing in this emotional sensitivity. So here we open your reading with both water sign energies, 7 of Cups and Queen of Cups. Now you could be dealing specifically with a water sign, a Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, but I also feel this is about you embodying some of the qualities of this very scorpionic theme that's around in November and using it to your advantage, using that ability to deep dive into that kind of hidden, unseen, you know, beneath the surface, like what is the undercurrent that's happening just now, you know, linking into the energy at a deeper level to help you come to a more profound understanding. This is important, by the way, if we're looking at a focus in and around relationships, because you're being asked to trust into your intuitive side. You're being asked to link in with almost like the psychic information that's passing between you and another person, because I feel like that has much more of a story to tell than the words that are being expressed, which in retrograde season can often be a little bit misconstrued or misinterpreted. Queen of Cups energy is asking you to be very receptive. There's also a beautiful healing quality that I feel is coming in for this, but a very strong spiritual link into your higher self, and into the aspects of how you go about with that self-healing and self-nurturing. I think for those of you that are looking to particularly invite in a more spiritual journey or path, or bring these gifts, or even like introduce more sacred time and energy into your life, to devote to this. Remember, Scorpio likes that devotion, that sense of bonding and unity and coming together. So if this is you coming together with your spiritual path, with your higher self, I feel that you got some really supportive energies with which to help realize that. On a relationship front, we are looking, if this is somebody else that's in your world, perhaps there's some confusion connected to this water sign energy for you, Aries. Maybe you're not quite understanding where they're coming from, and more information needs to come to light for you to get a better sense of things, I feel. I'm not picking any negativity up with the influence of this Queen of Cups energy, whether they be male or female, but it does feel like maybe they're just not being straight talking yet, or they haven't fully brought to light how they're feeling and what their agenda is, so to speak, or what their vision is. And I think that you need to know that. 10 of Cups, okay, so more water coming through. So very emotional period, I think, as we move through that first part of November for you. And actually, I think this is going to be really helpful, because it's about how we're transforming and bringing in more of an emotional balance and creating a life that you feel like you really want to be a part of, Aries. I think that's what's important. So you're going to be going through an assessment where you're considering the way with which you're living your life and who surrounds you at the moment, and then taking stock, allowing some healing to come in and some time to really go through the sifting and sorting of what needs to stay and what needs to go to help you fully realize this. 10s are always about a sense of completion in an energy cycle, but for me this is also like bringing together in the fruition of something that I feel you've maybe been waiting for some time now. As we have a full moon in Taurus, beautiful, as I said, manifesting energy, bringing in those very Venus orientated themes of love, abundance, security, stability, that harmony in your world, very reminiscent of what's happening in this 10 of Cups vision. So what is that vision for you? What does it look like? Where do you want to bring in more happiness and contentment, whether that be linked into your passion projects, your work, or with the relationships that you have in your life. This is what I feel that the universe is trying to show you through November, how we go about achieving this, so that you can actually fully appreciate it and stay in the energy of it from a balanced place, if that makes sense, rather than feeling like it comes, it goes, it comes, it goes. This is about bringing in more of a consistent nature to it, where you feel like you can flow much more easily through the path, through the journey, through what comes up as you're moving forward. Now, if this is a water sign and we are feeling conflicted about the vision, maybe there's some differences in terms of what that looks like. So, do they want the same things as you? Do they want to come together and create that perfect outlook? Whether this is work, if this is the same strategy, are you on the same page with something? If this is a relationship, do you both want family? Do you both want children? These are like bigger questions that I feel you're doing some soul searching around right now. And if this is not a water sign, Aries, it's certainly going to be somebody that will be speaking from the heart and coming across in a way that's, to me, feeling quite earnest, actually, in trying to say what they feel and what they want. But remember, with that retrograde, the miscommunication could take place. So you're going to have to dig a little bit deeper and trust your senses as to actually what the true meaning behind what they're saying is, okay? Until we move past that in the 18th of November. Once we're into Sagittarius sun, which is happening from the 22nd. We're into 9th house activity for you. So there's this beautiful expansion, which actually is really in alignment for me with that 10 of Cups energy, because it's about the renewal of hope and optimism, expectation, and that sense of real emotional joy that comes when we allow our world to just open up. So there's something about your world being opened, or your perspective being opened up, that's going to bring an awful lot of emotional joy coming in. There's also more stability and security with the presence of this King of Pentacles. Now this could be an earth sign that you're also dealing with, Aries, a Taurus, Virgo or Capricorn energy. Again, there could be some confusion that's happening, or some uncertainty, particularly around this individual. I feel like they are stepping forward with something to offer, but also something is remaining hidden. So what I'm going to say again is you need to trust your instincts. You need to almost play detective and read between the lines to see the true value and the true assessment of what is coming forward to you. Okay, there's also this note about you, I think, as you move through 8th house activity, and particularly with retrograde, maybe needing to keep things close to your chest as well. So maybe you don't need to divulge all your plans right now. Maybe you don't need to set out your store just yet. Maybe you need to see what someone else has to say, or how something else is going to unfold before you put your cards on the table, so to speak. You know, the 8th house is of secrets, and you know, being open, being vulnerable, sharing, you know, how you feel or what your plans or intentions are is a deeply personal thing, and you should never feel railroaded or cajoled into doing that. And it does seem to me that through this first part of November, some of you might want to keep a fairly kind of closed, tight-knit circle, or a fairly kind of insular, kind of self-nurturing and healing vibe around you that says, you know what, I'm not ready to share, I'm not ready to open up, I'm not ready to fully communicate yet. And that's okay, because I feel until you let that sort of sense of confusion and just feel a little bit more grounded, which is coming in with that earth energy actually as we move through after the 10th into the 12th, as we come into that full moon Taurus energy. This is when I feel you'll start to get a little bit more perspective, and probably feel a little bit clearer minded about what you want to say and why. Okay. On the 19th, we have Mars moving into the sign of Scorpio as well. So this is about giving you the drive, the energy and the motivation to make the changes, or to express yourself in a way that you need to support what you want to manifest. Okay, so we're talking about manifestation of that Taurus full moon, King of Pentacles, and the moon card coming in. So I think there's something really significant about that particular timing for you. Again, more water energies. Could be a Pisces that you're dealing with this Queen of Cups and Pisces moon that I feel is linked into this particular card going on for you, Aries. There's certainly a sense of things not being fully illuminated quite yet, and there being a timing aspect. So if you're working on something behind the scenes, or you know, if you're waiting to make a move with regards to relationship, or something sort of you know, I get the sense of something simmering kind of under the surface, it's not yet fully come into the light. That's okay. Just take the divine timing of this and trust that you'll know when the appropriate moment is to share, or to open up, or to fully reveal. Okay, don't be pushed into doing something before you're ready. That's what I want to say. Now that full moon, because it is linking in with 2nd house activity for you, Taurus, there is this sense of like an overhaul or a change or a transformation in and around your security or stability. So I feel that some of the choices and decisions that you're coming to, and what you're considering, what's on your mind right now, is also about how you feel more anchored and supported, and you bring more of a sense of value to what you're doing and how it's received. I think that feels quite important. That will also translate into your sense of self-worth, Aries, okay, which is going to be so important with also those of you that are focused on relationships at the moment as well, because there's a direct correlation taking place just now with the way that you are seeing yourself, that self-confidence, that sense of real self-appreciation, and the vibration of those that you are attracting in, and how you're connecting to them. So the more assured you feel within yourself, the stronger those bonds are that are being mirrored back to you. Eight of Pentacles energy for me is talking about this sense of mastery. Remember, we talked about mastering hidden potential. This is for me the theme of November for you, Aries, okay? Now, there could be new work opportunities coming through, somewhere where you're having to apply yourself. There's a sense of craftsmanship coming through, so there's a learning quality that's coming into this. Don't be afraid to be the student again here, Aries, because there's something really important to learn or to be revealed. What is that going to do? Bring in more stability, harmony, and emotional fulfillment for you. And I think this is something that's really important. What it is that you need in your life to feel emotionally secure and whole might not just be from that one person, that one relationship, that one job. You know, this is about a discovery, a sense of like you really getting to the root of like what makes you tick as a person, and understanding what is it that I need in my world to actually feel fulfilled. And you know, maybe there's this realization that sometimes the material stuff isn't as important, or you know, there's a sort of skin that needs to be shed and let go of. And maybe this is about you linking in more to your spiritual journey and finding that sense of connection and unity and devotion into a higher purpose. You know, I feel that Scorpio theme of needing to be devoted and bonded and really come together in a very profound and deep and soulful way is really going to be strong for you as well this month. So in the relationship sense, you are going to be looking for that kind of energy, that sort of feeling. But first and foremost, the universe is going to make you come to that place and that realization within yourself. And that journey is going to take you through some energetic patterns and an emotional state of mind that might make you feel like you can't move through it. You know, there's some sense of restriction or bondage that's kind of holding you in place. But this is self-limiting, you know, so this is about you almost signing up and saying, do you know what, I'm going to put myself in this uncomfortable place just for a moment, because that's going to help me break through something. It's going to release a limitation, and I'm going to be able to do the work on myself. You know, this sense of eights coming into your reading is about mastery. I'm prepared to really do what I have to do to break a chain, to make a huge difference in my life. And you know, for me, there's a fearlessness that's coming through with this Eight of Swords, which I wouldn't normally attribute it to, but actually that's what's coming up intuitively in this reading for you, Aries, where I just think you're not afraid to just go there, you know, and Scorpio's probably giving you that fearlessness to just say, you know, I'm just going to deal with this. I'm going to deal with it once and for all, because actually I want to bring in better energy into my life. And if I want to bring that better energy in and have it come in consistently and not feel like the rug keeps getting pulled or the game keeps getting changed or the rules are being rewritten, then I have to acknowledge what within myself I can improve, transform, transmute, release in order to do that. So there's a lot of fear-based energies that are coming up with Eight of Swords that I feel you are going to be working on, and under this beautiful full moon energy of Taurus, being very supported to let go of, so that you can allow that healing energy to come in. What does that deliver for you? A brand new beginning. It gives you the opportunity to have a renewal and a sense of vitality. I think you'll be surprised at actually how much kind of heaviness is being held within your physical, emotional, mental bodies right now, that are linked to old situations, old people, you know, old occurrences that have taken place over the year, not just the last few weeks or months, over the last few years. Remember, we're coming up to the end of a decade at the end of 2019. So this is looking back at a long cycle of your life, Aries, and saying, my goodness, like, you know, we are so ready for that new instigation and burst of wellness. I want to say wellness, and when I say wellness, I mean just like your, you know, your mental health, your emotional well-being, like everything coming into a more vibrant, energized, excited place that feels full of potential. So what's happening here? We are mastering our hidden potential in order to illuminate and break through and then plant seeds of brand new energetic vibrations and frequencies that are going to have profound effects on our our world, our realm, the relationships with which we have, our connections into family situations, what we're doing in a work regard, our finances, our spiritual growth, our emotional well-being. I mean, this is like a really powerful reading for me, for you Aries. So this Ace of Pentacles is a lovely kind of validation of like the work that you're doing right now is so necessary and is actually going to deliver something really unique and wonderful for you. If you are kind of working behind the scenes and choosing your time wisely with which to share, you know, if this is about work or career focus, you know, you're thinking about making a change, even if you're doubting or there's some stress attached to it, there's a beautiful validation coming through that this is going to work. This is going to work. There's a timing, okay, so don't expect the full fruition of it right now. This full moon in Taurus, let's take the cycle right through to May 2020, where we're in that beautiful Venus energy and all of that second house activity that's so poignant for you in Taurus. Remember, she rules second house as well, so it's a really powerful energetic vibration with which to manifest and draw in the abundance. So you will see an awful lot of the work that you are doing right now come to a place of absolute realized potential, validation, success, and accomplishment, I feel, by that period in 2020. So keep the vision, hold the vision, remember why you're doing something. From a relationship perspective, there's new friendships being formed, really powerful connections that are going to come in and support you in a really far-reaching way. Three of Wands energy, beautiful, a little bit of fire energy, which I was lacking in this reading, and you need to just ignite that elemental energy that you have, Aries. So here we are, beautiful, coming in at the end of the reading here, just to support the messages that are coming through, saying that this is your time. Now, when I look at both the Seven of Cups and Three of Wands, the back is turned, okay? So you are turning away from something, but it's for a bigger purpose. You're turning away or turning back on someone or something because what's to come in is so beautiful and vibrant and energized and new, and is going to bring in such a sense of growth and harmony, and something that's going to really blossom for you. So don't be afraid to let go or to turn away from something. And right now, like I said, there is this need of like not having to share or necessarily fully open or disclose to everybody what's going on for you right now. I think that's okay. Just take the time that you need at the moment. So I'm just going to pull some oracle cards, see how they are clarifying the reading for us, Aries. We also have Neptune moving direct the 27th of November. It's been retrograde for the last 6 months, since June 21st, in your 12th house of endings, healing, closure. So again, these themes are really strong through this month of November for you. What it means is in the last 6 months, you probably had some fairly stark, challenging experiences that felt like it was going nowhere, or everything you started was ending. You know, it was kind of like nothing could really get off the ground and really moving with a sense of consistency. Remember, I talked about what we're looking for is balance and consistency in your relationships, in your work, in your life, in your health, and your well-being. So that Ace of Pentacles coming in is bringing in the opportunity to get that balance right, and for you to understand the exact alchemical mix that you need, the moderation that has to take place, so you're putting in place much stronger boundaries. So once that moves direct, I feel that your ability to create, to manifest, to tap into your spiritual energy and, you know, realize the vision, Three of Wands, is going to go at speed, okay? Your oracle card coming in is creation. Here's the blueprint. This is what's going on for you right now. You're literally creating a whole new strategy. You're getting tremendous universal guidance right now. Illumination again from this full moon. Very important time for you. Again, your back is turned, you know, so your focus is on your relationship to your higher self, your relationship to the universal forces. This is where you understand that you're going to make the true difference in your world right now. You are transcending that ego-based thinking into a much more spiritually aligned way of being. The energy frequencies are transforming. You are moving into the collective with a new outlook, and you are taking your time to really get lined up yourself before you open up those secrets, or you share yourself, or you communicate what you have decided and how things need to change and what you're going to do to implement that. You have a really important role right now, and it just feels that this kind of, it's almost that inherent like warrior aspect, you know, that fearlessness that you have to be the starter, to be the instigator, the the one who sets the initiative, sets the tone. You know, you're being given the plans from the universe to help make that happen. This is really important because it's going to be essential to the well-being of the relationships and connections in your life. This is where you're going to see the biggest difference. You know, there's going to be internal changes happening within you that's going to automatically bring about people showing up in your world in a better way, with a higher frequency, a higher vibration, that's going to help bring about what it is that you want. For those of you with a real focus in and around love relationships at the moment, we'll go into more detail in the clarifier, but how interesting, we have this word potential again. What did I talk about? Mastering hidden potential. So even in the relationships, you know, for those of you that are just embarking or beginning upon something new, or looking to break through a communication barrier to transcend something, understand where someone's coming from, this month is rich in potential, but you do get to choose how you come to this, okay? I want you to come to it with a place of optimism, a place of hope and expectancy. That's what 9th house activity in Sag is going to do for you. If you do the hard work in that 8th house Scorpio time, get past that full moon and retrograde season, you're going to start to realize some of that potential. And it's going to, I'm going to say, really surprise you in terms of how quick it can move once you get really focused in. Because this plan, this blueprint has to happen. This is divine law. This is already in motion. There is an inevitability about this happening. So you just have to get on and be in a place where you're prepared to do what you need to do in your energy and in your world, and watch how that transforms things around you. Okay, Aries, I hope that's given you some clarity. If you've enjoyed it, please do drop me a like and a comment. If you'd like to join me for the extended reading, we're going to go in a little bit more detail and in depth to this conversation. So I'm going to go ahead and pull some clarifying cards to see what direction that's going to take us in. So we begin with 7 of Cups, another Queen of Cups energy here, you know. A lot of emotional energies flowing right now. Of course, this water sign could be really prevalent for some of you. Okay, 9 of Wands energy coming in. I think there is a sense of probably tiredness, maybe even emotional drain that you're experiencing right now, but you're going to be given the energy that you need to persevere and persist. Hanged Man, okay. This need for a spiritual pause. I always think the Hanged Man just works beautifully when we're talking about Mercury retrograde. It's like an enforced shutdown, isn't it? 6 of Swords. Again, all this water energy coming through, even though the swords are here, I'm very linked into the boat moving through the water and just this need to, you know, you're on this journey. Maybe there's some travel or some delays around travel or plans. We'll take more look into that. Temperance coming through with 10 of Cups. You will achieve the vision of happiness when you work to bring in the harmony, the balance, and you have patience. Page of Swords coming in with the King of Pentacles. News, information, messages. Could be an air sign you're also dealing with here. Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, Aries. Let's take a look at that moon in the center, because I think that's really important. Interesting. Okay, we have 5 of Swords coming in. We also have another 7 of Cups. Right, let me clarify one more, because I think this is giving us such rich information, the Devil. Okay, we'll go into this in more detail, because I understand where they're taking this message for you, and it's important. Okay, 8 of Pentacles. Okay, we have King of Wands energy. This could be you, Aries, or another fire sign that you're dealing with, a Leo, Sagittarius, or another Aries. Okay, looking towards that Devil. This could also be a Capricorn in the mix here as well, but okay, another 8 of Pentacles clarifying here. Really important cards of mastery, but also work going on here. Okay, let's take a look at the 8 of Swords. Okay, 5 of Pentacles coming through. This is all about your emotional state going on here, Aries. 7 of Swords, absolutely. This is the fear, the self-sabotage, the the feeling of isolation or loss, or that something isn't going to work out or come together. It's all about you dealing with old stuff coming back up to the surface as you try to transcend and move forward on your spiritual journey. Okay, Hierophant is coming in with the Ace of Pentacles. Interesting. Another High Priestess energy and beautiful wisdom. These two cards, I'm not joking, have come out in maybe 5 or 6 of the readings through November, and I think collectively it's such an important message about the way that we are being directed and guided from a higher realm at the moment, particularly as the veil is so thin just now as we approach the 31st of October, and really our ability to connect into spirit, to source energy and our higher self to guide us in the right direction. You have Magician energy with the 3 of Wands. I love this for you, Aries. And also the Wheel of Fortune showing here, okay? Let's just pull a couple more for these Oracle cards. Strength card coming in. This could be a Leo energy that you're dealing with, but also I think the journey and what it takes in order to actually deliver on some of these plans, okay? And we're also looking at 7 of Pentacles with potential here. Love this. Thank you so much for joining me, Aries. I look forward to continuing this in the extended. If you want to join me, just click on the downward arrow next to the video description. It will take you through to my website and you'll find the link. Otherwise, I wish you love and blessings for November. Do the work. You are rich in potential, and it's going to transform and really open up your world and your perspective. I feel so excited about this reading for you. Thank you so much. I can't wait to connect with you again next month for this final reading of 2019 and indeed this decade. Okay, take good care. Bye for now.